Hi everybody, hello and welcome to our premiere. It's very frosty here. It's really cold. I've got my thick fleecy top on though, so I'm taking no hurt. Right, there's a couple of things I want to show you today, just different things really. I don't know, there's like no connection, but anyway, we'll roll along and see. This is the Christmas journal that I'm doing and it's coming together quite well, I think. You see that I've added some clusters, which I'll go through with you. Just the odd little cluster. You saw me do that, I think. Double belly band. This one, which is the two tags. Yes, they need replacing because I don't like... I've had a real week of experimenting with colouring in Timmy's paper dolls. And, I mean, I just don't like those. They're going in the bin. They're awful. They cluster on there. Now, here, this is what I wanted to show you. This is... straightforward envelope, I would call it. It's not an envelope punch board one or anything. It's just a straight up envelope. It's got this sari silk there, whatever. It's just decorated very loosely. But the interesting thing about it is the D-ring, which is here. It's a metal D-ring. I ordered 150 of them from Amazon. I didn't read it properly. It was late at night. I just saw D-rings. That's what I wanted. I wanted 1/2-inch D-rings. I saw these. And when they arrived, there was 150. But, you know, that's all right. I'd seen Corey Damon use this. And I thought, that is so clever. I've just got to do this. And the weight of the D-ring holds the flap down. So you don't need bother with Velcro or magnets or any other device to hold it down. It's just the weight of the D-ring holds it down, which I think is fantastic. I think I have another example in here somewhere because I liked it so much. It's just a collage with a journaling card. Here. So it's another one, just a straight up envelope, but it's got this D-ring device on which just holds it shut. So I wanted to show you that today. I think that's all I've got to show you. That's the envelope stack we did. Yeah, so it's coming along. It's nearer finished than not finished at this stage. So I'm going to use, because I've already got 2 envelopes in that one, I'm going to use this one, the sort of other journal that I'm doing at the same time. And I think, let's just measure this. This measures 5, and that's not quite to there, which is perfect, by 4 1/4. I think that'll be all right. I think that will be fine. Now this, for a lot of you, will be absolutely plain sailing. You know how to do it. You've watched me do it 100 times. You've probably watched other people do it 10,000 times. But there's always new people. So this is a piece of the Tim Holtz backdrops. I like both of these. That's not fair. I'm going to use this side, I think. So get the scoreboard out. And I'm going to score 1/2 inch on each side. So 1/2 inch, spin it round. So that's 1/2 inch on each of the long sides. There we go. So just fold those in. As I've said to you a million times before, start at the middle and then it will go straight. If you start at one end, there's always a chance it's going to go wonky. Don't know why that is. Don't know, but trust me, it happens. So there's those. Let's burnish those creases in. There we are. Now I know that at the top I want about 1.5 or 2 inch flap. And I'm just reading this because this is directional. So when it's open I want it to be like that. Yeah, that's fine. So I want this here. So what am I going to make it? 1.5 comes to there. Would that be enough? 1 3/4. 1 3/4. Let's do it at 1 3/4. And that's going to fold over there and be our top flap. And then this I want to fold up so it comes underneath here, but not right to that crease line, because if you bring it right to the crease line you can't get things out of it very easily. So if I bring that to there, fold that down, you see I've got a good, what is that, probably nigh on 3/4 inch, good 1/2 inch fold there. And what would that measure? Would measure to the crease about 4.5. And what did I say my page measured? Not that it has to fit on here exactly, just, yeah, about 4.25. So yeah, 4.5 would be all right. So let's fold that to, there. Give that a good burnish. So there we have the rudiments of our envelope. But things have to happen. We have to do things to it. So the first thing we want to do to it is sort out these the side bits. So what I'm going to do is take my scissors, and this is the bottom flap part. So take my scissors just inside that score line, trim down till you meet the other score line, and then just make a V like that as you come out. Well, half a V I guess it is, isn't it? And up this edge here, you want to do the same thing, go in till you meet that score line and just off there. So that's what that side looks like now. Then you do the same on the other side, just inside the score line, just till you cross the other one, and then out like that, and then here, there we go. Lovely. So what happens now is these fold in, that folds up, and we've got a gusseted envelope. Now what you can do if you want to is cut these off. Actually that's not exactly, that needs to be cut a little bit. Oh, can't do it. There we are, that's better. Yeah, you can just cut straight across there, cut that off down the crease line if you like. I actually rather like that. I think it looks more like an envelope that you'd buy in the shops. They always have this extra bit on, don't they? The next thing we need to do is put a thumb notch in there. Just get that out. And just mark where halfway is. So that's 5 inches. We started off with a 6-inch piece of paper because the backdrops are 6 inches. So 2.5, I'm just going to draw myself a little line and take a thumb notch out of there, like that. So that's going to fold up, that's going to fold down, and it's still going to cover our thumb notch. In fact, I could even make that bigger. I don't need to, but I could. And then I'm going to take my corner rounder, which is where? Oh, here we go. And just round off the top flaps. And I want to do that at the largest one. I want them to look quite roundy. So that's it. That is it. So all we've got to do now is ink around it and glue it together. So I'll just pop off and ink that. So I need something to attach the D-ring to the envelope. So I'm just going to look for, I haven't got many remnants of this yet because, you know, I haven't made that much of it. See what remnants I've got. Oh, that's so nice, isn't it? And actually I have got that, yeah. Oh, hang on, there might be another little remnant that's suitable. Yeah, that one. Let's have a look and see what we think. That's not too bad, you know, that's okay. And this I love, but the writing's sort of going the wrong way, so I'll use this one, that'll be fine. And I need to cut it down to 1/2 inch, so it will go, the D-ring will go through it. So I can't trim that on my trimmer, it's too little. So let me just get a board of some sort out. And my knife. I just want it 1/2 inch. So I'm just using my Timmy ruler again. So good for things like this. There's not much needs to come off, but just a little bit. So hold it firmly and just gently sweep down with your knife and that'll come off. So there we go, that's that. Right, so I'm just going to, that's probably a bit bright actually, that's the reverse. So I'm just going to pass this through here, fold it back up on itself exactly, make sure it's straight. And then I'm just going to glue it. Well, I'm going to ink it first. And then I'm going to glue it. Good job I remembered the inking situation. I don't need all of this. I don't know why I'm inking it all. But you know, it's here, it's before me, so I'm inking it. There we are, right. So pop your 1/2 inch strip through the D-ring. That's that. And then we're just going to glue this. So make sure it's straight. Press that down. Lovely, that's a lovely job. Now then, that's going to go, I think, on this side. It's up to you how long you want to make it. I think that looks quite a nice length. Let's trim off the bit we don't need, that's kind of putting me off a bit. Yeah, about there. And I don't think I need all that on the top. either. So let's cut that off. Put some glue on the back of here. Not that it has a back and a front at this stage. So where's my glue? My glue's about there. And I'm just coming in, I don't know what that is, ½ inch, good ½ inch in from the edge. Give that a press down. And then we need to disguise the this. I mean, you can leave it if you particularly like it, you can leave it. But I like putting bits of ephemera over it and it just disguises it. But you can see already how that holds that down. It's just the weight. It's incredible. It's a brilliant little device. I love it. So I did lay out some bits of ephemera. These are mostly, in fact, if not all, Witchcraft Do You Do? That might be a little Timmy piece there, I think, but largely the Witchcraft Do You Do. I quite like that one that says collect, but then again I like that says identification. Let's just cut the collect one out and see. Yeah, I like that one, that's nice. And I have got smaller ones here. I've got a smaller one of the identification, which I could just pop there, or I could have a look through my Timmy stuff. This is the little pack of, I think they're called Curator's Snippets or something like that. Oh, sealed it shut, that was convenient, wasn't it? The side had split and they were all falling out, so but now I've sealed the bottom shut. What a Charlie. Right, okay. So there's loads of these. So if I put that there, I just want just a bit of something. What does that say? Diatomacy. Never heard of that. I mean, I've heard of a diatom, but there's red here. I'm drawn to the red. I quite like just that. I quite like that. Let's just do that then. So let's ink around these pieces. They do have this faux inking on, but when you cut them, of course, the white paper shines through, which I don't like seeing, so that's why I'm inking them. There we are, so that's great. It's so simple, simple pimple, but does the trick. Just push all those up there. That's the same size, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. On we go. So yeah, it dawned on me the other day in the video that I did that I began to tell you about my washing machine, and I don't think I got to the end of it. I think something distracted me. I'm very easily distracted. I think that's straightish. Yeah, what I wanted to tell you was, it's not just like one of these washing machines that you go and switch on and press on and off it goes. You do it on your iPad or your phone. It's just weird. I don't think I realised, well, Mr. F ordered it, so that's why it's the way it is. But yeah, I mean, it comes up and beeps and tells you when it's finished, and it's mad. And as if that wasn't mad enough, the tumble dryer is exactly the same because they're partners in crime. So it speaks to the tumble dryer and tells it what weight it's got in it, and it's It's madness, isn't it? What is the world coming to? Right, so I'm quite happy with that. I think that's okay. But I want to decorate down here. And I've laid out some of these fussy cuts that I got from a lady on Etsy. Die cuts, I should say. And I thought I could build just a little, which is why I was going after the red. Just a little thing down here. Arrangement. That, I don't want that on the other, don't know where my little blues, oh there they are. So I'm just going to cut that off. Don't forget, you know, that you can do this with die cutters. You can cut into them. I'll have that up there like that. So what does that look like? I think that looks very pretty. The only thing I think that would enhance it is a bit of embossing powder. So let's do that. So I need a piece of old paper. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I just don't have any old paper. Let's have a look what's in my bin. Anything old in there? No? Okay, be back in a sec. Right, an old piece of paper has been located. Here I have a whole tub of Seth Apter Vintage Beeswax embossing powder. It's fabulous stuff. And I was lucky enough, oh yes, very lucky, that I think, was it Peggy that sent me this? I'm so sorry, I can't remember, from America, because it's just almost, at that stage, I don't know if it still is, impossible to get hold of in this country. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to do the flower heads. I'm not going to, I need another scrap of paper now. Let's see what I've got. That'll do. And I'm just going to take my embossing pen and just go over just the heads. Make sure I've got it all covered. Don't know how much stuff there is left in this pen, to be honest, but we'll see. I'm just going to dunk that in there. Yeah, that looks like it's covered. Do the same with the other ones. You could put glossy accents on this, and I have put glossy accents on some of the ones in the book that I'm making. It just takes longer to dry. I tend to put glossy accents on before I've finished for the day, and then just leave them overnight to dry. There we go. Does this one now? Lovely. That is scrap. Put the lid on my pen, and then we'll just heat these up. But I'm going to keep this close by, because sometimes it's a good idea to double dip. Let's pop that on to get up to speed. Up to heat is what I should say. That's it, it's going, it's going. And while it's still hot, I'm going to dump it back in there. And with the Seth Apter beeswax, once you think it's done, keep going. because it goes very pitted and you have to keep going to get it to look anything like smooth. That's not bad. I'll do this one. Dunk it back in. Yikes, that's hot. It really is hot. There we go. That's that done. Let's put the lid on this before a calamity happens. So there are our 3 beautifully embossed poppies. They look so much nicer now they're embossed. Really shiny, but also a lovely colour. So, are you still hot? No, you're all right. So let's pop that up there. So, just some glue. I'm not sure how far down the stem, but we can just chop off what we don't need. There we are. I'm just going to chop that off. About there. That'll be fine, I think. And then this one I was going to put on this side, like that. So there's a bit of choppage to be done there. Do I actually need that little one on the side? I don't think so. Let's take that off. So I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your crafting. We are still really, we're at the stage now, actually, we're at the stage now where it's time to do housework. It's the first time really in this house, because usually we're that busy moving stuff around and cleaning the surrounding area for it to go in that we haven't kind of done regular housework. And it's quite nice to do just, you know, ordinary stuff. Pop that there. Get my towel out, I think. And this one, yeah, I definitely don't need that. I'll keep it because I might can put it over all of them and it might look quite nice. So it's just a way to jazz up your die cuts. There's a ton of glue where I don't want it, but let's just pick it up. There we go. So I've got this sort of leafy bit that I could put at the bottom. Yeah, I quite like that, actually might do that. just there like that. Like they're all coming from that one clump. Lovely. That's nice. I probably need to add a little bit of something down here. Do I? I don't know. Let's have a look through, see what we've got. It's upside down, so that's not much help. Don't really even know what I'm looking for, to be honest. There's that one. Maybe just a little, tiny little one. What have we got in the land of tiny little ones? This one here. Stop it. Stop being silly. There we go, with that there, and maybe that there. Yeah, I think that's absolutely fine. I like that. So let's ink all of those. Get them stuck on. I think, you know, we'll put a tie in the D-ring, but I think that's pretty much it. So no collage today, guys. We're having a break for the festive season. It probably will come back again. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I think you're still enjoying doing it, are you? But I think we've been doing it for about 6 months or so now, so yeah, we've come a long way, I think, in that time. That about there. Then a weeny little one, which I'm going to have to hold in my tweezers because it's too little for me. Mr. F's in the kitchen. When I went through, he's chopping all the veg for the stir fry. Delicious. I may have mentioned it one or several times. I love stir fry. Today it's salmon stir fry. Woohoo, my favourite. Excuse me. Just get my towel out and give those a really firm press down. There we go. Oh, maybe not that one. Needs another little press. There we are. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I don't need to decorate the back because it's going to go on that page in our journal. Let's put all those together. So I just need to put something on this, and I've been using this twine all the way through, so I'm going to carry on using that. And I just want to find my thin twine, which I found, and I'm going to cut that off there and about there. They'll need trimming some more, but just to get us started, put those, yeah, no, that's all right, yeah, put those through those two through. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Those two through the D-ring, like that. And I'm just going to use something, a bottle of water, to hold them down, and I'm going to just cut some off my twine. Put that under there. and tie a bow. Well, time to tie a bow. There we go. There we have it. Lovely. So they don't need to be quite so large. Trim those off. And then these, which also don't need to be that large. There we have it. There is our little envelope ready to go in. Well, needs some, you know what I mean. Journaling paper, yes, that's it. And that's just going to get stuck on there, like that. And I think it's going to look pretty nice in our journal. So let's go ahead and stick it in, guys. So I'm going to put the glue onto here because this is the envelope's slightly taller. So if I put it onto here, then we can't go wrong, can we? Oh, just be careful because I've just gone over the edge of mine. And it comes pretty much up to the edge there. I think that's it. Right. So let's just get it this way. I'll find it easier. Get that to the end there. That's very gluey. There we go. So you can see it's just sticking out a little bit top and bottom, but that's absolutely fine. I've no idea what I'm going to put on the back of this page yet, but 10 to 1 on it will be something that's taller than that, so that'll be fine. Let's just give it a good press down. There we go. And there's our D-ring doing its job very nicely. So let's move on, flushed with success from this idea, to a different way of using D-rings. I think that looks really nice actually in there. Yep. Okay, let's put that away temporarily. Right, so the next thing I want to do, you know those sort of closures you get and they've got a string and button closure, which are always my least favourite to do, if I'm honest with you. I just find them a right faff. So I think it should be possible to use the D-ring method. We'll call it that. We'll call it the D-ring method. Right, so I've got, how much have I got to play with here? I'm sure it's 6 inches, but let's just check. Yeah, that's just over 6, so I want it like just under 6 if I was going to build something. What about this one here? So yeah, sort of 5.5 would be good. 5 3/4 would be even better. 5 3/4, and I can definitely go out to 6 inches. So, right. So, this has been chopped at some stage, and it's just over a little over 8. So if I cut that at a little over 4. Just a smidgy over 4. They should be about equal. Yeah, they're not great, but they're not bad. And then yeah, I haven't done this before. I'm thinking this through on my feet, so bear with. Bear with, guys. So I need to fold this in a little bit. Fold it over is what I mean to say. So I'm gonna go for 1/2 inch. That's nice, still maintain the received in the top bit. And this, I want 1/2 inch on the bottom. So mine's directional, so that does matter. 1/2 inch down there. Fold that in a bit. There we go. Right, so if I put these two together, what have I got? Once they're folded in, I've got 7. Well, that's just like 7 1/4 actually. That's way too much. That's not what I want. I want them to be so they don't even really meet in the middle of my 6 inches. Yeah, I mean that's like 6 1/8. So I want it to be about 5 1/2. So that's 1. I need to lose maybe 1 inch off each one actually. So let's do that. Take 1 inch off each one. Good remnant. And 1 inch off this one. Right, now then, let's see what they measure together now. They measure about 5 1/4, and I want them to measure about 5 1/2, so I'm going to have that 1/2 inch gap in the middle. That's perfect. That's great. You'll see where I'm going eventually, and it'll kind of hopefully make sense. Now then. I don't know whether I want them to come to a point or just round off each corner, but round it off a lot. I don't know what I've got that I can use to round it off with. Is that big enough? No, that's not really any bigger than my doodah. I don't know, I might have to go and find a plate or something. Let's just use a corner rounder. We've got it, so let's just use it in the biggest one. Oh, I hear dinner. I'll see you soon. Well, I can tell you that lunch was sensational. Mr. F is such a good cook. I'm just thinking to myself now, if I was to put that on there, say, for example, or on there, doesn't matter. Have I made them too wide? Yeah, no, they can stick out a little bit. So that's all right, that can go there, and ultimately that's going to go there. Right, so we need something between the two to support them, and then we need to cover the whole lot in journaling paper. Journaling paper, yes. So let's just find something, a bit of, no, I was going to say a bit of any old card would do, but actually it won't, because you might see it on the, you might see the wrong side. So what does this measure? It's obviously 6 inches wide, which is fine, and it's 5 inches high. I think I need something that's a bit bigger than that. Should have done all the maths on this before. Yeah, that would just do, but something a little bit bigger would be better. Not much, but just like 1/2 inch or something. I could take it out of that. I haven't got any remnants, you see. So, oh, I'm sorry. I know I've measured this 100 times, but I'm still measuring again. I want it to be 5.5. Let's make it 5.5. So let's trim that off at 5.5. There we go. And when I've got that on there, okay, where's the other one? Here it is. And this on here, what does that measure? Am I going to get that out of one piece of coffee paper or not? It measures... It measures, yeah, 10 and something. So that will come out of one piece of coffee stain paper. Right, let's ink everything. I'll come back to you when I've inked. Right, so I've inked those, and what I'm going to do is stick one of them to the bottom there. So a bit of glue. I'm going to use Collal because 10 to 1 on, I'll have to just budget a little bit. There we go. So just offer that up to there. And make sure that it folds over without impedance. That's perfect. Give it a good press down. Lovely. Got no glue, no, we're fine. And then the other one. Excuse me. Yep. That's not what I meant to do. Let's take that off. What a good job I used Collal. I meant to stick them on the inside. Yes. In which case I'm going to have to ink that as well then. It has got a little bit of Collal on it, but we got it off in time. Because this is the bit that's going to be visible from the back. So I need to stick my lugs on the inside of it. So that's going to be the very back. This is going to be the inside. So I need to stick that so it's coming over this side. Then when we cover it with coffee stain paper, you won't see any of this goings on. Right. So just up to there, up to the edge of the paper. Hold it like that, press it down so they're all nice and square, and then just there we go. So that's nice and square on the top. Lovely. And then this one, same business. Ooh, that was a close call, wasn't it? Just along the edge. So fold it up and press it down so you know you've got it square. Lovely. Just press along there. So there we are, we have our page, if you like. Just hoping I've left enough space there, but I think I have. Let's be positive about things. So I've still got this bit on the back that's got glue on it. Why is my desk so messy? That reminds me, actually, I won't really be putting out any videos next week because we're going to tackle my craft room and get it all sorted out, spick and span. So all the drawers are where I want them to be, and because at the moment they're not. There's stuff everywhere. And every time I have to look for something, I have to look through all of the drawers. And there's stuff lying on the floor that I haven't put away yet because I don't know where to put it away. So we are going to have a week of sorting that out. I think what needs to happen is every single drawer needs to come out. Lie them on the bed or something and, you know, go through them so all the things end up together that should be together and not together that shouldn't be together, and then I will at least have some clue where to look for things. Right, so that's that. This is this. Brilliant. Right, so now I need to cover the whole inside with coffee stained paper, just so we've got journaling, as much journaling as we possibly can get. So I'm going to glue this. I'm just checking, yeah, no, don't need to stick anything else on it, so. And I'll make a one the same or similar. We'll see what doesn't work with this one, and then I'll make a one for the Christmas journal. But this at the moment exists nowhere but in my head, so be interesting to see if it works or not. And you can witness it. If it's a disaster, then you can witness the disaster. I think it should. I mean, in my head it does, so let's just see. Yeah, we've got most, well, pretty, apart from the kitchen, which is an ongoing work in progress, we've got pretty much everything sorted. It's just really, we're down to my room now. So that's got to be done, and I'll be glad when it is done. Really glad. Doesn't matter that it's not straight or anything because we're cutting this out. Let's give it a really, really good press down. Get your brayer out if you've got a brayer. But any which way, give it a really good press. There we are, then we'll trim that out. Looks nice, doesn't it? I love Timmy paper. I had a comment the other day from someone. I can't even remember which video it was on now, but they were saying, oh, you know, you use rather a lot of Tim Holtz paper. And this lady couldn't afford it, which I can well understand. And she didn't have a printer, so she couldn't print out digitals. And what else could she do? So, I mean, the thing is that there's always cheap paper packs around, paper pads, always. And I mean, if you live in the States, I do believe that you have quite good sales, you know, coupon vouchers from time to time at various shops that would allow you to buy things that ordinarily you perhaps couldn't afford. So I don't know, I just suggested that she look for paper pads. I didn't know what else to say, really. I did stop quite a while ago now apologising for using what I do use in case other people don't have it. But I've kind of got over that now. I use what I use because I love it, and she's the only person actually so far that's questioned my use of it, so hopefully she'll get herself fixed up with something. So there we are, we've cut round that. Let's just keep the bits that are worth keeping. Right, so once again we want to just make sure that's really firmly fixed down. Lovely. And then we're going to fold it along there. Yeah, it's doing all right. And then this one. Just check that it's straight before you put the final crease in it. Right, so there we are, we've got that, and it's all ready for the next step. Well, if I inked around it, it would be ready for the next step. So there's a good bit of journaling there, which is excellent. I'm trying to build in as much journaling as I can. Or somewhere to stick photos, or whatever. Or I could put a pocket in it, which is what I might do. And then you can pop anything you like in it then. Much easier to manage. There we go, so that's that way round. So the next thing I want to do is get 2 bits of 1/2 inch paper, and I have got these that were remnants, if you remember, that we cut off. So I think I will use these. I really rather like them. And cut them off at 1/2 inch. And I want 2 pieces this time. I'm not sure what's going on, but I do want 2 pieces of 1/2 inch. All the way round. How many times can you get it wrong? Knife. There we are, so that's 1/2 inch piece. Does that measure 1/2 inch or just a touch less? A touch less. But never fear, for I have this other piece. And that's a remnant. Right, so here's where the old grey matter's got to come into it a little bit. D-rings, where are you? Here. So on one of these, I need 2 D-rings for what I'm doing, and I have never used this in a journal before. I don't rightly know if it's going to work or not, but let's give it a go. Let's ink around these. think around both of them, because this is a 2-ring, 2 interactive closure, hopefully. Time will tell. Time will tell if it is or it isn't. Mr. F always says, don't do things for the first time on video. Try them out first. And he is so right, because this just might not work at all. Right, so I'm going to take one of my pieces of paper, card, thread a D-ring through it, and then fold it back. I'm just going to half it, half up whatever I had. So I had 6 inches, so it's going to be 3 inches. So half that on itself, like that. So there we go. So I need to stick that, staple it, do something to it. I'm going to glue it. My glue dries very quickly, so we should be all right. So just under where that comes to, like that. So fold that back on itself, pull that up out the way and glue that. There we go. Now the other D-ring that I'm going to put in, I want it to be lying a little bit away from this one, otherwise it gets too bulky. So I'm going to put it there in relation, if you can see that gap there, and then I'm going to glue that in. And I'm just going to glue this all the way to the bottom. I know I don't need all that, but I don't know how much or how little I do need at this stage, so I'll just glue it all the way to the bottom there and fold that over like that. Right, whoops. So now we've got 2 D-rings on this piece of card. Just going to nip that under there. Like that. Okay, so I mean, you could use fabric for sure, and you know, maybe you'd get a better result with fabric, I'm not sure. And this piece, I'm just a bit worried that you're going to see the other side of it, but it'll be what it'll be at this stage. I can't be sure what it's going to be, because the little mock-up that I did, I used coffee stain paper, which of course doesn't have a right side and a wrong side. So the idea is that that is going to sort of go onto there. This is going to go onto here, and it's going to fasten down. So let's just, are they dry? I don't know if they're dry. I might just give them a couple of seconds to dry. Right, I think that's dry. In the meantime, I've stuck one of the other remnants onto the back of the piece I had. It wasn't quite wide enough, as you can see, but I mean, it's fine, it's okay. So now I need to see if this is actually going to work or not. So I think that's how it works. You put your other piece in through both holes, both D-rings, then you bend it up and you put it back through that D-ring, and then you just pull it and it goes tight, and it will hold that down in place. I think I've just moved my bottom D-ring there. should be all right because it's still not up as far as this one, so we should be all right. There's a good argument for sewing those, isn't there? Which you definitely could do. However, this is what we've got, so let's work with what we've got. So this is going to go on the bottom, about there I would say probably. So let's make sure we get that halfway. Needs to be 3 inches, yeah, perfect. And I'd like it to come to about there. So I'm going to cut it off about there. And put some glue on all of the back. Make sure that bottom bit's inked. I don't think you'll see it, but you might. So that wants to go there. Like that. Oh, I put glue all over the top bit as well. Mistake. Just put your glue up to the second. This is how I spend my days. Experimenting with things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Right, so that's that. Right, so let's make sure that's stuck down good and firm. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Now, where's my other piece? This is a trial, isn't it? Right, so I need to have enough to go through both my D-rings. To about there, and back up that one. That's fine, I think. I think that's okay. And then I'll cut that off about there. I'm just treating these a bit cautiously because of course the glue is still wet. So where's my mark? Where did I make my mark? It's on the other side. Yeah, I think is that it? I think so. That's nowhere near straight. I mean, it's a half-inch cut and I can't even get that straight. Right. So about there, I reckon. Let's just get the centering ruler at it, just in case. Yeah. Not sure how much of this I've got to stick down. Time alone will tell. There we go. Well, it's either going to work or it's not going to work. I'm just going to leave it just for a minute to let it dry, glue to dry and harden, and I'll be back. Okay, so that's had a little while to dry. Let's see if it works. Yikes. It might or it might not. Time will tell. Ooh, that's tight on something. It's tight on the one above, is what it's tight on. Yeah, it's too high up, let's see. Yeah, it's catching on this one. Okay, so now we need to, oh my goodness, take this off, if I can get it off. Oops. I don't know if I can. It's firmly glued on. We'll give it a try. I don't want to tear that paper underneath if I can help it, but okay. Well, it's off. It's left a mark. That's all right. So now I know that I need to bring this down quite a bit, and I might just get away with that bit that I've taken off. Might just work. So I think, oh no, but then you'd see that, wouldn't you? Shoot, this is difficult. Right, I think I might have got it in my head. I think that needs to go down below that height. So I need to bring it down to, let's say, there. But in order to do that, you're going to see that muck up that I had. So I've got to clean that up somehow. So I'm looking through my little bits. That would do it. What else have I got? That would do it, and I quite like that. That's quite nice. Yeah. So, right. First thing to do is ink round that and stick that on. This is becoming a bit of a drama. But never mind. I mean, it might not even be worth it when we're finished. You realise that, don't you? But you have to try these things. Because if you don't, how will you ever know? So that's going there. So fold that back. Whoops, put that the right way around. That's going about there, is it? Something like there. Yeah, okay, let's stick that down. Then this does not want to be as long as it is. Needs to have a little bit taken off it. So take that off to there. and then ink that bottom bit. Stick this on, and I don't want to come over where the things are, I just want to go up to the second D-ring that we put on is right. So let's get that right up there, yeah, okay. So like that. So that's the only bit that's got glue on, this little bit here. You know, if this does work, and I really hope it does, it won't, you know, I'm making a drama out of this because I've never done it before, but I think it could be a really quick, I know that sounds a bit wrong because it's taken me about 10 years to do it, but I think it could be a really quick way of doing it. And furthermore, what I always do is I forget to put the, you know, put the thing through the button, and then I've already covered the back or whatever, you know, whereas there's none of that here. So let's give that a try. So that goes through the 2 loops like that. And please don't tell me this isn't long enough. Oh, it's just long enough. I think you'd want to leave a longer tail than that, to be honest. But it is just long enough. I mean, I've got way too much up here and nothing down here, but that's okay. It does work, and I can put it in the journal. It works like that. Okay, so you need to decorate that up a little bit, I feel. Phew-wee. It might be better with fabric. It probably would be better with fabric, but it does work with paper and I quite like it. So yeah, there we go. Works. It works all right. The theory does work, and it looks nice. I like the way it looks. Looks really nice. So let's just see about decorating this up and what we're going to use. A little on the large side. I quite like that pink, actually, to be honest. I might try and include that somewhere. I have really included flowers on pretty much all of my questionable whether that actually needs any more or not. I like it like that. So what am I going to put on the top? Well, something over the bulk of that thing, maybe more over to that side. So that sort of thing, and maybe this. And I like that orange, but it clashes a bit with that pink. What else have I got? I've got a little pinky piece. No, need something bigger. What else would go perfectly there? I don't know. That's why I'm looking, because I don't know. Quite like that. That's nice. I think that's sufficient. I mean, the paper kind of says it all, and I don't want to detract from the paper, really. So I'm just going to ink round those and stick them on, and I'll be right back. Right, so I've sort of added some extra bits. All the other pages in the book have got flowers on, so I wanted to include some flowers on this page, and these were the ones I selected. But you see, they're very new looking, you know, they don't look vintaged at all. So I used my Set Up to Vintage beeswax on them, and look how they came out. Look at the difference. They're so pretty. So yeah, and I chopped them in half, so I've got another half to use somewhere. So that's good. Right, so that's kind of it, I think. I've decided I do want to put a pocket inside it, so let's just open it again. I do think this would be better probably with fabric, but it does work perfectly well with paper. Although I'm glad we doubled that up. I wouldn't like to be doing it just with single there. So I'm just going to put a pocket across there with some paper of some sort. Let's see what I've got. I've got that nice light blue. I like that. Maybe this greeny one that I'm sort of, oh, I don't know, I've got ones with flowers on, all sorts. No, how about this one? I've been saving this for some reason. Not sure why, it's just one of those papers that you get, you know, when you just keep saving it. And I don't want it to be very deep, maybe an inch and a quarter. An inch and a quarter, and I don't want it to be the full width either. So let's cut off an inch and a quarter first. It's on the back of there. Inch and a quarter, that's there. Pop that back in the box, and I probably want it to be about, well, let's go for 5 inches, see what we think of that. Yeah, I think that's going to be great. So I'm just going to put a thumb notch in it, just a narrow little thumb notch. So I'm just going to mark my 2.5, which is there. So I don't want it to be ginormous, because it's only a narrow pocket. There we go, that's lovely. And I shall ink round that, stick it down. And I believe at this stage, you know, put in an envelope or whatever you fancy, just even plain journaling paper, whatever you want to put in. A journaling card, a couple of journaling cards, a tag, you know what you normally put in a pocket. Don't know why I'm telling you. There we are, so that's going to go there like that. So, yeah, how do I like it as a whole? I do like it, I really do. I think it's just something different. I think you could hang things off it, which I quite like that idea. You know, little charms or whatever. I think that's about it there. It looks okay to me. Yeah, see, you could hang things off it, and I like that idea. But before I finally close it, let's stick it in the journal, see what we think of it. So it's going on that page, and it's just a little bit taller. So the thing to do is put the glue on the page. And you could easily do this as Christmas. The exact same recipe. Or anything. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything in particular. But seeing as I've got another Christmas journal on the go, I am definitely going to make one for that. Because I think it would look nice. Right, so this is the bottom, this is the top. Let's get that in the right place there. Just about there, I believe. Yep. Okay. Well, that doesn't look too straight, does it? Just make sure that it's pressed really well down. And that it looks somewhat straight, which it does. Right, that's it then. I'm calling it. So in through both loops. Hold it down, back out the top loop. Pull it tight, and there we go. I think the more this is used, the more pliable it'll get, and the easier it'll be to do. But that's it anyway, in essence. That is my idea. It will look nicer when it's got things inside it and you're not just looking at coffee stained paper in there, but that's the idea. I do actually really quite like it now it's done. So that's my light bulb moment of the week. I don't know what you'll think of it. You might like it, you might not, I don't know. It doesn't look straight on the bottom there, does it? I think maybe that page isn't quite straight. I think that's what it is, but that's okay. Yeah, that's okay like that. That's great. Okay, so there we are now. I only have one more thing to show you quickly. I'll just get myself tidied up and then I'll be back. Right, so as you can see, I've got some paper dolls out. And it's that eternal question, isn't it? How do you colour paper dolls? Well, this week I have tried every which way up. I've tried alcohol markers, watercolour markers, watercolours themselves, watercolour pencils, you name it, I've tried it. And I couldn't get a really good result. I then went into researching other people and see what they'd done and etc. And the only person whose blog I could actually get to work for me was Paula Cheney's. So this is Paula Cheney's suggestion. Thank you very much. She's on Instagram as One Lucky Day, or is it Lucky Day? Might just be Lucky Day. But she works closely with Tim in selecting products and that sort of thing, doing marvellous samples for him. So yeah, she knows what she's doing. So these are 3 that I did that I tried with her method. And I think they came out really nicely. I really liked them. They worked as far as I'm concerned. So let's see if I can reproduce it today. It definitely works better on light colours, but they don't have to be. This girl, for example, has got a skirt on underneath this very pretty blouse. So, you know, we'll give that a go in a minute. This woman's hat, I'm pretty sure it was never supposed to be that shape. So I'm just going to trim it off into what I think is a more pleasing shape. That's better. I like that better. Sorry, love, if you had intended it to be the other way. I've chopped it off. Anyway, let's make a start. Let's go for this girl first. You don't have to. Any girl, anything will do. So I've got my distress crowns out, and they really are the only thing that I can get to work. So what's this one? Evergreen Bough. Have I got a speckled egg? What's that? Ice spruce. Ice spruce is a nice colour. Oh, got 2 ice spruces. Let's see if I've got a speckled egg anywhere. I don't know why, I just fancy doing it in that colour. I fancy more muted colours than the ones I've already done. But I don't think I've got one. What's that? Weathered wood. That might be quite nice. What's that one? Old paper. That's a much overlooked ink, isn't it? Old paper. Quite like that as well. I'm going for the more sort of muted ones today. Frayed burlap. Milled lavender, I think that one is, yeah. That's quite nice as well. But no speckled egg. It's a bit remiss, isn't it? Okay, well, it doesn't matter. It was only an idea. So, what I'm going to do is... What did I do again? Oh, yeah. I put some of this out, and this is the weathered wood, out on my board. Quite a bit of it, actually. And then I sprayed some water. Got a paintbrush and just dampened it down and picked up some of the colour. And then just put it on where you want it to be. You have to be quite careful. And don't do too much at a time, otherwise it dries on you and you can't move it. And then when it's like that and you can see all the brush strokes, just take your finger and just pounce it gently. And it just evens it all out and sort of fades it away. And it looks, you can hardly see that actually on your screen, sorry. I'll go for a brighter colour next time. So I'm going to do her other sleeve now. I just think these colours are probably more in keeping with what I would use. So by pouncing it up and down, you do take some off, which is fine. And you just even out, because it's so difficult getting rid of brush strokes on these layers because they're non-porous. So let's just do the front of a dress. So don't do too much, otherwise this technique just won't work. You see the awful brush marks that you get. But because it's translucent, you still get that shading through it. With the alcohol inks, it just obliterated everything. So yeah, this is the only one I could get to work for me. Let me know if you have another way to do it. Got too much water on that. Just keep daubing till it's all nice and even. So yeah, I appreciate you can't see that very well, but it is a gorgeous, very soft blue colour. That's really lovely. I really like it. It's gorgeous. So I'll just leave her till she's dried and then we'll move on to another one. Let's do this girl. I just need to clean this up. Clean my brush out a bit. Get that colour off it. I do really want to go for a soft colour, but I don't think you can see them very well, so I'll go for this, which is Stormy Sky. That'll make Keong happy because I think that's her favourite colour. So in the Distress crayons, it's quite a grey colour. A little bit of water, a little bit of the crayon. So we'll just do one sleeve, then do the pouncy business. Just going to go over that other sleeve again because it just didn't look very highly coloured. So there we are, just getting rid of those brush strokes. Lovely, that's so pretty. Now a sort of aprony part, I don't know what she's wearing, no idea. Just make sure you've got everything, there's little bits missing there. So I guess it just depends on what project you're doing, what colours you need for your dolls. You know, if you want very bright colours, like the first ones that I showed you, then go, you know, choose your brighter colours, as simple as. So there we are, that's so pretty. Let's just see if I can go back in again, this top part. No, it's not allowing me to. Don't know whether that's because it's not dry or whatever, I don't know. But that's... I'll do one in a really, really bright colour now. Just clean this off. Oops. There goes my scissors. Do this lady whose hat I've just chopped off. So what colour shall I choose for her? I actually wanted to see if the Jane Davenport ones worked as well, because let's go for that really bright pink, because I've got quite a few Jane Davenport ones. I can't remember what they're called now. Don't know, I can't remember. But we'll give them a go and see if they work. I'll do a hat first. Do all of it, even the shaded bit, because that's kind of the joy of it. They seem to go on better actually. There we go. And do her sleeves. Taking care to miss out a hand. Now I've got some there on a hand, so what I'm going to do is, where's my water? There it is. Just put some water on it and you can kind of brush it away and just brush it off. Too much water on that. It seems to work much better with much less water. Because look, when I come to pounce it off, I'm taking virtually all the colour off, which is not what I wanted to do. Let's wipe that off. dry my brush off and put some dry stuff down. That seems to go on much better. I don't know if it's the just the fact it's Jane Davenport or what. That I couldn't tell you. They are funny things to colour, that's all I will say. I honestly have tried every way known to mankind this week. And, you know, you go back to them after a little while and you can just brush it off, just rub it off with your hands, which is no good whatsoever. So then I came across Paula's, well, I went searching for somebody's blog to tell me what to do. That's nice, isn't it? I mean, it's brighter, but it's not in your face. Do you think a skirt is the same colour? Sure, let's go for a darker, even brighter colour. Let's go for this, whatever this is. Pucker Up. What was the last one called? French Kiss. Okay, let's go for Pucker Up. It's just a hint darker. I'm leaving a belt not done. I think maybe my brush is not good either, and I know a good workman, bad workman, isn't it, blames his tools. Well, yeah, I think there might be an element of that in it as well. I don't know how many of you actually want to colour your dolls. Sometimes I think it would be quite nice. Not often, but sometimes. I think it'd be quite nice to have them coloured. But as I say, it's probably, you'd have to bear in mind the project that you're doing and that they're going into. I don't think you could necessarily have a load of them coloured in advance. Or maybe you could. That just smooths it out so nicely. I don't know what this is behind her. It's going to be a skirt, but I'm not necessarily sure that it is. But we'll see. So there we go. That's that. These ones are very, very, very light. I think that's everything on her. Yeah, I mean, they're so light. So light. Has to barely be coloured, really. So I'm going to try and go back into those. That's dry, definitely. And I think that was, I mean, they're so light I can't tell which was which, to be honest. I think this was Stormy Sky. No, that might be Weathered Wood. I don't know. Don't think it's going to matter a whole heck of a lot. Let's try and add some more and see if we can get a bit of colour into her. No, not a lot. Maybe I'm pouncing a bit too much. Maybe a lighter pounce is more in order. Well, there is a bit more colour on that. I'm just wondering if you put it straight on, like that, picked up a bit of water, a little bit, and put that down, would that be better? Might be. Got a lump of it there, which I don't want. Yeah, might be. A little bit more colour on it this time, but not masses. Not masses. Let's try this one again with a Stormy Sky. And this time I am going to put it onto the doll. See what happens. What's the worst thing that could happen? We ruin a paper doll. I don't think that's so bad. It's not prisonable. You wouldn't have to go to prison for it. No, that's bringing off all the colour from before as well. That's not good. It's the water, it doesn't like the water. Look, it's all coming off. Yeah. Okay, well, you don't want to be coloured. Let's take all the colour off. And I can start on you anew. You are strange looking anyway, to be fair. But let's concentrate on these two that we have got sorted out. And I like them. They're just kind of mellow compared to the ones I did yesterday, and I can't remember how I did them now. I mean, I thought I did exactly the same thing, but obviously not. So let's have a look then and see how we're going to finish these off. So I've got my fine liners out, my jelly rolls. Let's put these away. And let's see, what's that? Is that a metallic one? I think so. Let's just do a little test. Yeah, that's all right. It's the right colour. So I want to just go around her a collar. And then everywhere where there's lace. Like so. It does clog the pen up. There we go, and her belt. And now her hair. Now, she's got flowers in her hair. Do you think they'd be pink or something, or they're yellow, they're like sunflowers. I'll go for, what have I got? I've got gold. No, that's gold as well. I haven't really got very many flat colours. This is a fluorescent yellow. So let's give her some fluorescent flowers. I'm going to put some yellow like that. And some, this sort of greeny colour. Which might have been the, no, that was the green I did her dress in, so just mix them up a bit. There we are. That's her. She is complete. She does catch the light a little bit as well. Now this lady. So what have I got? I've got this one. Colours that. Nice dark plummy colour. That's nice. Purple even you might describe it as. And I've got this one. Yeah, those two will do. I need a gold as well. That's a gold, and this is, I think, a gold glitter. Yeah, that's more goldy, so I'll leave that out. Put these away. Excuse me. Right, I've got the gold in my hand. So where am I going to start? Well, she's got, by the look of it, she's got a bangle on up here. Like that. And then there's got to be a chain going to this bag. Like that. I'm going to use the darker colour to put a belt in with. And I might come back with the gold on that, and then maybe just the brim of a hat, this dark colour, which I'm imagining because I can't see a brim, just imagining that there is a brim. Maybe round the cuffs of a lovely dress, and something down the bottom in this lace at the bottom. Ah, look at that. I haven't left it long enough to dry. So where I'm digging my nails in, it's pulling it off. But we've rectified that. We're okay. I want a little bit of gold in this shoe, because I can just see a buckle there, or decoration of some sort. Looks like she's got a bar brooch on there. So it would have to have something leading down to it. So I'll just put some dots. This is like playing dressy up with your dollies. I'm going to put a buckle on this belt. There we go. Don't think there's much more I can do for her, really. So that's this lady. So if you have a way of colouring paper dolls, please let me know in the comments. I'm finding it difficult. I mean, I do like those two. They're lovely. They're more, not quite as in your face as the ones I did yesterday. Or maybe they are every bit as much in your face. I just chose more subdued colours. But there's my ladies, my little girls and my ladies. It does work. You do get colour on them. And with the fine liner pens going over the top, it just adds that little bit of detail, which is gorgeous. Oh, I meant to colour her bag in the darker colour, because it's just standing out there. Like I say, your pens do get blocked, it picks up that. Maybe if you left them till they're properly dry would be an idea. There we go. Right, so there's my little dolls. You might not want to colour your dolls at all, in which case that's absolutely fine. I never have up until now. When I didn't really want to colour one, I was just musing how I would colour one, so I went to research it, and it took me about 2 days. So that's what we've done today. We've coloured our peeps. We have done this one, the prototype of the double D ring, which actually, when you go back to it and look, it looks quite pretty, doesn't it? I like that, without that much bulk, really. And we made an envelope somewhere. There, this one with the D-ring used as a weight, which is also a nice looking page. So there you go. That's what we've achieved today. It's taken us, how long has it taken us? 2 hours. So thanks for joining me, guys. I won't see you this week through the week, but I will see you next Sunday for the premiere. So be good, be kind. Thanks for joining me. Bye.